Hello everyone, it's Obley here. Today I've got a little breakdown video, sort of a walkthrough guide of my Unholy gameplay for this 15 Motherlode. That's the one? Yeah, Motherlode. So, one take, one job, one dungeon, one dream. Let's go. So, we'll play the video, and then as the video's going, we'll talk over it and talk about what I'm doing. So, first things first pull. Very scared of it all the time. I always pull. I'm trying really hard not to there. Yeah, success. Okay, so I'm thinking about what I'm going to unload onto. What do I want my main target to be? Hired Assassin. I feel like these just always get forgotten. You could probably do the Peacekeeper, but I feel like the Assassin just needs a lot of damage into it. So, Dark Transformation and D&D out the gate, as well as my Unholy Assault and Trinket. Then I'm looking to spam Vampiric Strike. I also want to spend any Sudden Dooms as soon as I get them and try not to overcap as much as possible. I'm ripping aggro right now. I'm unsure if that's my Blood Beast or not. But spamming Vampiric Strike, making sure that my D&D was down for the Infliction of Sorrow buff as well. And making sure I'm targeting the low health mob with my Death Coils to fully take advantage of the execute damage that comes with it. So I'm wasn't going to use my cooldowns there. It wouldn't be worth it. I could have used my Dark Transformation there. I probably got like 3 globals off of it. Not really worth. Now I do have my Jastor Diamond on here. The Jastor Diamond's a bit shit in Mythic Plus because if you're not chain pulling, then the buff will drop. Same with the House of Cards as well. Okay, similar pack here. Hired Assassin, main target. Put a couple of wounds on just so that I've got something to use. Probably didn't actually need to. But yeah, then because I dropped my Essence of the Blocking buff, now it's the same deal where I'm just spamming Vampiric Strike up to 7. Kind of ignoring the overcapping, but not ignoring the Sudden Dooms. Until I've got 7. I finally get 7. When I get a Festering Strike, or Festering Scythe, I'm spending that straight away. Looking to do another Death and Decay as soon as I find a nice position, because the Toxic Gas pushed me away. I had to interrupt without my interrupt, as in displace the Toxic Blade. But we just want Death and Decay down all the time. Because of the Defile cooldown, it's quite easy to have it down all the time. That's exactly what I'm doing. Right, so I don't have my big burst. So the first time this boss gets the debuff, it's not going to be a big DPS rate. So I'm just going to send. I just wanted to send it so that my cooldowns were a bit more aligned. I could have waited for a couple of seconds and done it, but I think realistically, it doesn't matter. Because I'll get a big burst on the second time that the boss gets the debuffs. They're holding for the 6th. What I'm doing now is basically just playing a small game of wound management. So 2 wounds, try and stay above. If I have a proc, then I can go under 2, but then if not, then I'm staying above 2. The Sudden Doom, I go under. Now I'm looking to, I got Vampiric Strike. Now I'm looking to reapply wounds. I've got my cooldowns coming back as well. So I'm going to save those. Now Static Pulse is a knockback and magic damage. So Death Advance, AMS, Bosh, easy. Now I would, if I was playing Breath, I would save that for any moments where I have to get moved away from the boss, so I'd still have uptime, but it's not really that important on this one. Alright, so I've got all my cooldowns. I'm just making sure that I'm going to be in a nice position when they do the debuffs. Do my Dark Transformation first, because it lasts longer than everything else. And maximise the amount of damage I'm doing on the boss. If I do Dark Transformation first, when it's got 5 stacks, and when it's got 6, I pop the rest of my cooldowns and have a nice long burst. There we go. AMS, gives magic damage. And if I was a bit quicker, which I wasn't, I should have Death Advanced again. But I didn't do that. So I'm an idiot. Alright. So we're still playing the wound resource management game. Because Dark Transformation is coming up, but it's coming up at a nice time. Boss has got its debuff. So Dark Transformation, Bosh, there you go. I also have a nice little Blood Beast at this time too. So when the Blood Beast is up, I'm looking to just do as much damage as I possibly can while it's up. You can maximize the Blood Beast damage by not pressing certain globals while it's up that don't do any damage, because it's absorbing a portion of your damage as well. For example, if you have some sudden doom procs, Blood Beast is up, it's got 2 seconds left, it's got 2 sudden doom procs, but your Destined Decays just run out. If you then cast Destined Decay, that's a whole global that the Blood Beast isn't absorbing your damage with, and therefore you would have been better off just doing the sudden dooms, because that would have netted you a bigger DPS gain. Obviously, you do the sudden doom globals anyway, but that is just sort of an example. The boss is dying, not using my cooldowns, because the next pack will most likely be a big AoE one. Or if it's not going to be like massive, then at least it's a pack that needs cooldowns because of the extractor. Also looking to try and get that refresh on the essence before I do anything else. I got it. Now I put my D&D down. Now I do my other burst, and I'm unloading on the extractor. I can't remember here if I do epidemic or yeah, I do epidemic. So realistically, I probably should have been death calling the extractor now rather than doing epidemics, but everything else is dead, so I will be switching to death calls now. Spend those first side as soon as I get them, interrupt the rock lances, and then go back to the extractor to try and kill that. Blood Beast procced at a decent time. Hopefully it goes on everything. I think it did. Okay. That extractor still needs a bit of damage. The extractor is so horrible. Hate that mob. But I will not die to it today. Not going to bother. Oh. Nothing. Never mind. Annoying Blood Beast spawn, but I think I can bring it over to the next mob. Or next pack, sorry. Tiny bit of Blood Beast damage. Still did it alright. Okay. So when you've got a smaller burst like this, you're just looking to spam Vampiric Strike and not overcap. You've got it's more than 7 targets there. I believe there's 8 targets there, so epidemicing. I think at the first death of the dungeon, it is. Got my other cooldowns back now. And I'm going to use them because the Balance Druid died. Now, I wouldn't suggest to desync your cooldowns like this. It's not a good idea. But Balance Druid died, and I feel like we needed the damage. We can't have this pack lasting a ridiculously long time, and I can't be selfish with the damage. So if I'd have held those cooldowns and cast them now, for example, when Dark Transformation comes back up, everything would be very near to death. And maybe we would be near to death as well, because they'd been up for a long time. Alright. Next pack will just be a normal Dark Transformation. Now with the Stone Furies, you can interrupt the shield, but when they do the channel cast, if the healer has a cooldown up or something like that, you can just let it cast for 1 tick and then just grip it, and then it'll be done. Rather than try and grip it before, and then it'll just recast. So 3 targets, so we're looking at Death Coiling. A nice little Blood Beast as well. Definitely came back down. Here I felt like the damage from Death and Decay would have been better, because the damage from Death and Decay would be basically tripling Vampiric Strike, which would be good for the Blood Beast. Dispatch that pack quickly. Cool. This pack is a bit horrible. I decided to target the Earth Shaper, just because we don't want the casts. Tank can deal with everything else. Tank was pretty good. Just bench, bro. Good tank. Okay, so spamming Vampiric Strike, preventing overcapping. Got a nice little Blood Beast as well. Come on. Right. Pressing Scythe. Spend that. Get my... See, this is a scenario where I didn't redo the Death and Decay because that was a global where I wouldn't be doing damage. So I just kept doing Death Calls because that's still good damage. Then I put the Death and Decay back down afterwards so I could Vampiric Strike again. The prior target there was the Wonton Sapper, and that was actually not the right prior target. It should have been Taskmaster. But I didn't clock that when we were playing. Right. So now, we've got Dark Transformation up for the start of this boss. That's great. be able to absolutely lay into an ad. Got a nice little Vampiric Strike proc as well, which kept my buff going. So we put D&D down, Dark Transformation, and then just fucking let this guy have it. Spamming Vampiric Strike, the 3 targets, and then Death Call in. Otherwise, yeah, the Death Call funnel damage is nuts. You see that proc there, 5.8 mil. Big. Yeah. So I'm trying not to kill this ad too much. Do a little bit of control for the ad. But obviously, if this ad dies, then it'll just spawn 2 new ones with full health. So it's not really something you want to do. Unless it's the right time. Right now, it's not the right time. But it is the right time. So I have all my cooldowns up. So I'm about to lay into this guy even further than the one before. Also, Blood Beast, which was nice. I'm trying to look for the numbers there to see what that Blood Beast procced on that guy. But we procced another one. Come on. Now is an appropriate time to kill these guys. Quite low, so I don't think it will realistically survive that much longer. I think it does survive this one, and then we kill it afterwards. You see, only spawned 1. Now we can kill this really low health Earth Rager, and then there's only 1 to worry about. And he's got the damage amp. Big. Luckily, it happens every 45 seconds-ish, so Dark Transformation is always up for this. If I could go back in time, I'd quickly check the damage breakdown, just to see how much damage was actually on Azerokk and how much of this damage was on the ads. I mean, the ads have to die anyway, but some funnel could be gotten out of the ad. Quite a long boss fight this, 2 minutes, over. Now, I think we just ignore the ad here. Does it go on me? I think it's on me. No, actually, I think it's on the tank. So I just decide I'm going to do my little burst here because I've got all my cooldowns coming up, but I know there'll be an AoE pack after this. So I'm not thinking it's really going to be worth doing Unholy Assault and my House of Cards. I think I'm just going to keep those, do a little tiny bursty, and move on. So we have to wait 20 seconds before we can have the full extent of our burst, which is not ideal. But we also dropped Essence of the Blood Queen too, so this is not going to be a tremendously damaging pull. Dot them up. D&D down so we can make use of the infliction buff. And the fucking ability killed my pet. How silly is that? This is the annoying thing about this pack, is my pet will die again later. But right, I need to stack up this Essence buff fast. Then I get Silence, which is not ideal. Use my little Death Strike procs, there's literally nothing else to use. Try to fish for some rune regen. Now I get my D&D back down, now that I'm not silenced. But yeah, that was not ideal. Pet dying and then getting silenced. So my own fault really, but can't blame anyone else but myself. Still though, again. Pet fucking dead again. Echo Blade. Why does that hit the pet? Can't tell if it hits me, does it just kill my pet, even if it doesn't hit my pet or not? Not too sure. Right, avoid those tornadoes. Don't. Oh, I've got aggro. Big aggro. See, I'm running for my life here. We're back in the room. No, I've still got aggro on some things, but I think they die quick enough to the point where it doesn't really matter. Smallish burst. Well, I want to say smallish burst. I'm doing more damage than my big burst earlier, so. And there's Echo Blade again. This time, oh, I didn't get my pet dead. I didn't get my pet dead. English. English is literally my first language. Alright. That was a pretty good pull there. I'll be honest. But I'm not looking to do D&D right now because these mobs that are literally about to die. I can get the cleave off with Death Call instead. Let's just save the runes. Let's just do some actual damage. So this pull is a little bit spicy. But you'll see. I saved my Festering for the new pack. I didn't spend it on the other one. Saved it for this one so that I could go in instantly with some wounds. Now, I popped the Dark Transformation. My fucking pet died again. So it died with its buff. So I'm unbuffed now. Don't have any Vampiric Strike spams or anything like that. It's not, we're literally crying on the floor. Trying to aim the Echo Blade away from the tank, but that is the only position I really want to stand in, where the tank currently is. And then I get hit by a tornado. Hate those things. Awful. Right. Redot the target. Try and keep my death roll up and everything, so a little epidemic. Then back to death coiling. I really want this alchemist dead because I hate it. I have a real issue with these alchemists. I'm doing like a mix of death coils and epidemics. It's also not a bad idea to filter through all the targets with death coils. You can put Rotten Touch on all of them. And if I remember correctly, Sudden Doom always puts Rotten Touch on. So you definitely want to look for something that doesn't already have it. Probably didn't need to outbreak there because the mob was literally 3 globals away from death, but old habits die hard. Have a quick sip before we pull this boss. Yum! Alright. Going in with full burst. I'm just spamming Vampiric Strike. If I've got wounds, great. If I don't care. But you want to finish this with as little runic power as possible. And what I mean by that is, every time you have some runic power to spend it. If you don't have any runic power to spend, get it by spending some runes, which is pretty much just Vampiric Strike. If you can't death coil, Vampiric Striking. If you can death coil, death coil. Now, when Dark Transformation is down, give yourself some wounds, set yourself up for a nice Dark Transformation window. Here, all I cared about was just making sure this mechanic was done correctly. But I'm worried about AMS, because AMS seems to fuck some stuff up in other dungeons where the mechanic doesn't actually play properly. So that's why I didn't AMS there, because I was worried that it wouldn't play properly. That's got 2 mil crit on the old deathcore right there. Beast. Now, I'm not really a death and decay believer on single target, but I do believe the 6% damage increase can be quite nice in some regards. I wonder if I do it here. I've got my full burst. I'm definitely going to pop. No, I don't. I suck. Oh, I do. I'm sick. Never mind. My first time watching this back. I literally did this key like yesterday. I remember it pretty vividly. Yesterday night. But yeah. Creeping up. I was bottom DPS just then, but we're creeping up. Arcane Mage doing very well. Their buff obviously working. So now I want to clear this. Something weird happened here, I'm pretty sure, where I didn't... Yeah, AMS. See, that just like soaked it. And now I don't feel like I'm really controlling the ability. I don't really know. I feel like you should get it on you and then AMS afterwards, just to make sure that you actually get the ability going. Yeah, strange. Alright. Almost done now. And I figured it was worth doing my Dark Transformation at the end there, just so it would line up with Unholy Soul. And most likely, there will be 20 seconds before now, at an important time when we pull the pack. You don't always need to have your cooldowns at the start of every pack. Like if it happens a quarter of the way through or halfway through, that's all right as well, as long as you get a use on a pack. That's what you want. But my essence is dropping, and I'm crying. And I really should have Death and Decay there to fish for a better chance. But I put my D&D down to slow the mines and then target those, because my my ranged friends will die otherwise. Grip it back. I'm a useful team member. And then let's try and get 7 stack. DPS is not best right now, but I've been playing utility, so it's okay. War Machine still dies soon, I think. Let's have a sip while we wait. I'm choking. Excuse me. Alright, just kill this crawler mine and then move on. We've got Dark Transformation up now. We've got A-Bomb Limb. We have Unholy Assault in 40 seconds, which is a bit long. It's going to take some seconds to gather the pack together. And we don't really know what the tank is doing, or if he's just going to stay here, if this is it now. I think it is. This is not going to be a pack where I'm going to send my Unholy Assault. No, it's just not. So let's do Dark Transformation straight away. Try not to die from these things on the ground. Get our D&D down and start cleaving. Now, the mines take a little bit more of an importance because people will just die. And I'm a DK. I can slow them. I can grab them. I can do lots to them. I should really have dotted that one. I could have done more there, honestly. If I knew kind of what was going on, I think I would have saved my cooldowns a little bit better and maybe done a little bit more damage to those mines. But poor cooldown management there meant that I'm literally doing tank damage. So this is probably the worst pool of the dungeon. I mean, you'll see at the end the damage overall is pretty beast. But I think I could probably have gotten 5 mil if I didn't fuck this pool up. And if my pet didn't die in that other pool as well. Alright, so I kind of ended up saving cooldowns there. And I think I probably could have used my cooldowns. It would have been okay, but hindsight, obviously, hindsight is lovely. I'm not using everyone here because I'm worried that I'll grip the mine to somebody that I shouldn't. So we're just going to keep that still. We want to keep them still. There's a lot of damage coming through. So this one I realised, oh, I could probably MZ the next one. Get D&D back down. Now we've got 3 crawler mines. And hit them hard. This pack we're blowing up. The other pack we weren't so much. But it's fine. You kind of want that. You don't want to always just send all your cooldowns on every single pack as a group, because then some packs will be really hard and some packs will just die too quick. I made that sound as if like, you don't want to pop your cooldowns. Yes, you do. But if somebody else has cooldowns and you don't, that's not the end of the world. Anyway, moving on. Pack is now dead. That wasn't too hard. We've got 9 minutes for this last boss, so we're sitting pretty nice on time. I don't think I've died this entire dungeon as well, which is neat. So we're going to take advantage of that sweet spot there. And going to go in for the old Dark Transformation. Gave ourselves a couple of wounds just to go into Dark Transformation with, but we're just going to leave it at that. We're not going to do any more than just the one Festering Strike. We're going in. We didn't even need the safe swap for this one. So I'm going to hold my Unholy Assault and House of Cards now as well for the next time I get a Dark Transformation. I want to get the full benefit. Yeah, look at that. Easy boss. I'm recording today's video in my living room instead of my office, as per normal. Trying something new out. Something different. You don't have all my nerd memorabilia in the background. Anyway, did a full burst here. Enough of that. Unholy Assault, Dark Transformation, House of Cards. And we're not doing the little explosion in melee there. Silly mage. Was that the mage? I think it was. Silly sausage. Anyway, the healer can handle it, it's fine. Oracle Priest. Right, the boss is going to phase soon, 50%, so there's no point using any cooldowns right now, because you definitely want to save your cooldowns for them little goblin boys, because they're horrible. They do a lot of damage. Yeah, 50% can phase. There you go. As soon as the torches come down, straight on them. And we had a lovely little stack right there. So my tab targeting targeted Mogul, but I figured I could still dot Mogul and it would dot the other two. So I did that. I just casted Outbreak on the boss. Wait till the debuff was gone, or the targeting buff thingy. I wanted to use my AMZ because I hadn't actually used it. But I felt like I don't actually think it was worth anything because I think Buster Shot is physical damage. I now see. And now that's Slam. Maybe that would be better. Anyway, we've got all of our cooldowns now, literally every single one. Even put a D&D down for added effect. And I get PI. Let's fucking go. Sad we're not in the execute range just yet, but I'm sure we will be very soon. There we go. Now we're in the execute phase. Death Claws will be hitting super hard. And Call of Devastation is hitting really hard as well. I think I just saw a 1.3 mil tick there. Finally, after the entire fight, we have caught up with the others and the damage meter. Right, no cooldowns, playing the resource game. If you get a proc, you can go under 2 wounds. If not, stay above. The reason you do that is that you can always pair one of your procs with a wound. Now the boss is almost dead. One last cast of Dark Transformation. Why not? Everything hitting 30% harder. Let's kill this little fool. And that is smooth as hell. One of the smoothest dungeons I've played. 15 Motherlode. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. The DPS there is pretty decent. 4.5 mil. Probably could have got a little bit higher if I knew what the tank was doing. But hey ho. Anyways, that was lovely. I hope you enjoyed that video. Thanks very much, guys. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and I'll be sure to answer them as quick as possible.